As Arab League ministers discuss what to do about Syria, Russia issued a warning: no sanctions and no foreign troops.
For us, the red line is fairly clearly drawn. We will not support any sanctions.
Lavrov says Russia will use its United Nations Security Council veto to deny a UN mandate for the use of foreign troops. Russia does not blame Syria's army and police for all of the violence there. It maintains the largely civilian opposition also shares responsibility.
The approach of our Western partners is one-sided.
But some say Syrian President Bashar al-Assad has an ally in Russia. Last week, Russia's only aircraft carrier and a battle group dropped anchor at Russia's naval base in Tarsus, Syria. 2 days later, this freighter from St. Petersburg reportedly delivered 60 tons of Russian ammunition and weapons to a Syrian port. Pyotr Topichkanov, a proliferation analyst with the Carnegie Moscow Center, says the Kremlin is taking a stand on Syria.
After the change of power in Egypt, Iraq, in Libya, Russia has lost a number of contracts, including the contracts in arms trade.
Yevgeny Sathanovsky, president of the Institute of Near Eastern Studies, believes that Arab politicians are using the West to knock out governments sympathetic to Iran.
We try support stability and evolution rather than the situation in Libya also, which give us some view that Western politicians now are not more than the instrument in the hands of Qatar and Saudi Arabia. That's not our role in this world.
Satanovsky, like many Russians, is deeply skeptical of revolutions.
Then the problem is, from the Russian view, that this destroyment of this regime will mean not democracy and stability. It will mean civil war, millions of refugees, hundreds of thousands will be killed, death of the Syrian Christian community, which is very important for the Russian Orthodox Church.
For Topichkanov, Russia's phobia of foreign regime change reflects the Kremlin's domestic insecurities.
After the beginning of the so-titled the Arab Spring, the Intergovernmental Commission was launched to assess the regime change influence to the domestic situation in Russia. So this is a fear, a very strong fear in Moscow, in the political elite.
As Russia faces more street protests and a presidential election on March 4, few people expect the Kremlin to show sympathy for the Arab Spring 1 year late. James Brooke, VOA News, Moscow.